Lado, if you're going to play finals footy this year, you've got to win matches away from home. You've done it twice in Adelaide this season, so all the blocks are starting to fall into place for you. Yeah,
I mean, being a good side, you have to win away from home, and I think even in 2006 we didn't win 2 from Adelaide, so it's a good result. You know, we're getting confidence playing away from home, and I guess, yeah, in the next part of the season we've got some big games away from home that we'd be looking forward to win.
I guess your clearance work yesterday with Coxie and Curry and Nick Nat, I mean, it's as good as some people have seen all season.
Yeah, I think it was nearly back to the old days, the ways the boys were hitting through, and you know, the relationship between Coxie and Curry was fantastic, and just break the game open in certain stages of the game when we needed to.
Do you think you can actually talk about finals now? We
always had the goal at the start of the year that we wanted to play finals footy. Look, it hasn't changed. We're in a better position now than when we were at the start when it was 0-0. But we know that we've got to keep winning games and keep riding the confidence wave that we've got, and believe in the structures that we've put in place. So, look, you know, we can talk about finals, but at the end of the day, we always believe we can play them, and we've just got to make sure that you know, we keep playing good footy.
How much more enjoyable is it to rock up to training or rock up to a match and you've got that belief, or certainly the goal feels like it's at least within reach this year as opposed to 12 months ago?
It's been a rough couple of years, and we're just glad now that we're back in the hunt, and we look at each game and we really feel as though that we can take it up to the opposition. We have a full strength side, and I guess that's the main thing. When you get out there and you have a full strength side, you know you can compete against the best, and I guess teams are now looking at us and looking at us as a scalp if they get over the top of us, and that's something we haven't had for a long time.
Adam, you've put yourself in a position where top 4 is a possibility. Do you revise your expectations and have a shot for it?
I don't think so. I think final 8 is where we want it to be, and look, wherever we are in the final 8, we'd be very happy with. You know, it's just a matter of keeping winning our home games, and then if we can steal some away from home, it's going to give us a good chance to be up near the top of the ladder. But you know, we don't sit around during the week saying where we want to sit on the ladder. We just want to make sure that we keep getting the W's.
Do you think Curry will be all right? He had a bit of a scare yesterday.
Yeah, look, I think the way he played certainly didn't hold him back. He goes in very hard, and he's going to cop a few knocks, and you know, we've all been there. It sort of stings for a quarter or so, and he's pulled up pretty well. You know, he wasn't limping around after the game or anything like that, so we're great. He's had a couple of days off, a couple of weeks off, and has come back and was in the form he was last week.
Charles, been dying to ask this for a fair while. Has any family in the history of the game been better at drawing the high contact? Can you just give us some idea of how that's done as a family? Because you do it brilliantly, all 3 of you.
Yeah, look, we cop a bit of stick from the boys at training, and actually Ashton Hams, I don't know whether it's a brother thing, but look, yeah, I don't know if I'll win it many records around this club, but if I can walk away being the most head-high tackled player, it might be something that I can walk away being pretty proud of. But it's just one of those things. I think competitive nature at home, and yeah, if it was either a headlock at home or it was a head-high tackle in the backyard, so that's how we draw them.
Joel, who would you, of the 3 of you, would you say Joel is probably more, and Scott's becoming really handy as well, just by the way, but Joel #1 at this stage, or do you think you might have him covered?
Oh, look, if it goes over the career, I've got a few games on Joel, so I might be able to get him. But look, I think the thing that you're able to do, we're able to see how a tackle's been laid on us, and if it's a sloppy tackle, you know, you might pay the price. And a lot of teams get stuck into Joel, especially. You know, that he's playing up to it, or you know, he's a cheat, and so some people have used the word. But at the end of the day, if you tackle at the hips, you're not going to get him over the neck, and you're a sloppy tackler. Well, that's their fault, not Joel's.
Just on another topic, the Waffle knocking back the reserve side, is that a disappointment for the club?
Yeah, look, I haven't heard too much about it. Obviously, from a player's point of view, I was one of the strong people to push that, and it's disappointing if it doesn't get through, but at the end of the day, we've just got to work with what we've been given. We're not going to sit back and say, oh, you know, our finals chances are lessened in the future because of that. But I guess the thing that we worry about as players is the competitive advantage that other teams are starting to get, and with the travelling that we do, we feel as though we come off, you know, a big enough run up as it is, and you know, when other teams inject their money into stuff like this. We've got to make sure that we keep up to date with that, or you see the grand final last year was a draw, and if we were in that position, we'd be pretty, you know, you'd look at everything throughout the club, and that might be the one thing that gets you over the line and gets you another premiership.
Fair to say that the midfield, there had been a perception that had been a weakness for the past couple of years with some of the guys that have left, but fair to say it's pretty obvious it's not the case now.
The back line?
The midfield.
The midfield, sorry. Yeah, look, we always had high hopes on Luke Shuey coming through and being the player that would be able to break the game open a little bit. He hasn't been to get out on the park, and you know, I've stated before that I think Matthew Prittis, his in-close work is probably the best in the competition, and we've just got a really good mix now of Coxie getting back to his best, Daniel Kerr floating through there, Luke Shuey now playing well, Matt Rose has taken the next step, and Embers is back in form, so everyone's in great confidence, and it is from probably where we thought it was a weakness, it's now becoming a pretty big strength.
What about yourself, your role and your footy? You enjoying it this year?
Yeah, look, I feel as though that, you know, I'm a role player, and wherever the team wants me to play, and it's a matter of sometimes, you know, I get thrown in the middle when the bigger bodies are in there, but other than that, I've had a lot of experience playing on nippier type players and just trying to shut them out, so I'm extremely comfortable with that. I just want to play in another premiership, so whether that's back pocket, you know, forward pocket, I keep telling Summer, but he keeps shaking his head at that.